Follow the money.
That's what I always say. You always follow the money.
Yeah.
This is Follow the Money with Mitch Moss and Pauly Howard on VSiN.
Thanks for checking in. We're live in downtown Vegas. Circa Resort and Casino is your spot. This show is brought to you by ProfitX, and right now, King of March is giving you a shot at free trips worth up to $10,000 just for betting the tournament. Download the ProfitX app and use the code VSiNMM. Mitch Moss, Pauly Howard with you. Thanks for checking out the show on YouTube TV, listening on Sirius XM channel 158, iHeartRadio, TuneIn Radio, or any of our great affiliates. So we have Sweet 16 games tipping off. Texas, Purdue in about an hour and 10 minutes. Iowa and Nebraska in about 90 minutes. That's the scheduled tip time anyway from Houston. We're noticing, by the way, Nebraska Cornhusker fans turning out in droves as expected yet again. No surprise there. Mm-hmm. It looks like they're kind of almost overtaking the early game here tonight. Yeah, I was going to have plenty of fans there as well. But I think if we're watching this game tonight, much like the Vanderbilt game over the weekend, that place is going to be very pro Cornhusker players tonight.
Mentions market. Airballed 43%. Double 37%. Walk-on 24%. This is interesting, and it's gone down big. Alley-oop only 18%. During one of the first four games, there were 2 alley-oops in a 3-minute stretch. The announcer didn't say alley-oop.
You had it on live?
Yeah, he said pass and then, like dunk or lays it in.
What a great pass. And look at the dunk.
Believe it. Right. And we'll be all over this tomorrow because we just had Ian Eagle on, and he's on 2 great games tomorrow night. Record 79%. Transferred 85%. Overtime is 63%. Why is that so high?
That's specifically for the Iowa-Nebraska game?
Yes, Iowa-Nebraska.
It's because it's a 1-point spread or 1.5-point spread? Is my only thinking there?
Buzzer. 50.
I know why. They played an overtime game in regular season.
Well, it should be higher then. Sneak that in. Buzzer, 54%.
That could work because Nebraska won that game when the shot did not go at the buzzer for Vandy.
Yeah.
So they could obviously talk about that as well. Yeah.
Yes.
No, it's fun stuff to look at anyway.
Yeah, walk-on is only 14%. In the Purdue game, schedule 41%.
Well, I listened to a podcast again with the great Alan Boston doing it with Crackman.
Right.
On the Sweet 16 games. He makes a pick. Made the Iowa-Nebraska game pick him. And obviously he's glowing about Starts and also McCollum, which we feel the same exact way. But McCollum is just 2 years ago playing at a lower level and taking his team to national title games every single year. And then in 1 year at Drake takes him to the tournament. And then this year at Iowa with basically a bunch of the same players from Drake, now in the Sweet 16. And by the way, think about their path. Clemson in round 1, Florida the champs in round 2. And here they are. And Todd Golden, he's done, analytically driven. Mm-hmm. No doubt about that. He was clearly outcoached by Ben McCollum on Sunday. Like, if you watched that game, you could just tell the entire time, like, wait a second here. Florida's the team that won the title. They are playing like maybe the best team in college basketball, have been for like almost 2 months now. And they're getting pushed around by a much smaller team. And Iowa got up to a 13-point. Like, what is happening in this spot? McCollum's dynamite.
Is this a Porter Mosier thing, maybe? Porter Mosier moment when Loyola Chicago went to the Final Four? And it's just he gets his flowers and everyone realizes, wow, what a coaching job this is. And if they continue this run, if this could happen?
I think going to the Elite Eight would be good enough for that because I don't think Iowa can beat. Iowa can beat Houston. Maybe they could beat Illinois. I don't think they can beat Houston.
I agree. They also had they had the long drought, much like St. John's. They hadn't made it since '99, and all those years McCaffrey got him there, but couldn't win a game. Yeah, the job he's done. So just
Dr. Tom Davis. Can you believe that?
Yeah.
The last time Iowa was this far.
Well, also going back though, like you said, they beat Florida. They're up 13, and Sturts doesn't play well.
Yeah, right.
And can't make a three. And we'll see if Nebraska can ride that wave and to continue this. Okay, they call it kill shot. Let's start with some of these props that are offered every game at Caesars. The spurtability and who can go on a run.
Throw the numbers at me.
Nebraska to go on a 10-0 run is plus 160. Iowa plus 180 with a total of 131.
Nebraska had 30 10-0 runs this year. Iowa allowed 17. 17. That's a high number for teams remaining in the tournament. I think Nebraska would be worth a look there at that number.
15-0 run, 20-1.
Oh, mamma mia.
It's a big one. Each team to score 25 points in each half, only $2. Each team to score 60 points in the game, $1.70.
Well, okay, you asked me in the previous hour, what do I make of the total? So it's come down a little bit. I know Paul Stone's best bet in the Circa College Basketball Contest. He's a leader, by the way, right now. It's under 134.5. If it was still 134.5, I would absolutely have a bet on the under. I mean, I think there's a scenario where this game is 60-55.
Yeah.
Or 58-54, whatever.
All right. If you want to go the other way, each team to score 85 points is 45-1. 90 points is 80-1. And 35 points in each half is 17-1. 70 points each team plus 340. Should see a big run at some point from Purdue, right? Purdue, 10-0 run, plus $1.15.
Okay. I was hoping for a little bit bigger than that. They did go on 32 10-0 runs this year. Texas allowed 9 on the season. But you asked this again earlier, like where'd this Texas defense come from last couple of games?
Yeah.
Maybe it's just Gonzaga's overrated and BYU is very good offensively.
But one player, though.
That's pretty much
when
right.
Saunders got hurt, yeah.
Yep. So maybe this is kind of a blip. I think Purdue does it, but I would also need more than plus 115.
Well, here, see, I want more than plus 250 on Texas. But I guess the comeback could be, what if it's a blowout? And then stuff happens late.
Yeah.
Because you're talking about an 8.5-point spread. Texas to go on the 10-0 run plus 250. Purdue 15-0 run is 14-1.
Maybe something like that. You really want to get nuts. Have some guts. Let's get nuts.
35 points each team in each half plus 380.
Okay, well, I could see that. It's because
that's doable.
Like there's a scenario here where Texas keeps up in the game, and I say keep up because Purdue's offense is, right there with Illinois, two best offenses in the entire country when you talk about it from an efficiency standpoint. So I could see this game being 42-38 at halftime, and then we kind of get that in the second half as well.
Each team 80 points, 5-1. Each team 85 points, 12-1. 40 points in each half, 22-1. Okay. Arkansas, Arizona. How high do you want to go? Did you get 90 each team?
Yes.
Okay, 5-1. 95, 11-1. 45 points each team, each half, 22-1.
What's 100 points by each team?
25-1.
Do we need overtime under that scenario?
I would rather have the Alabama game.
Yeah.
That's 13-1 though.
Well, so the breakdown here on the overall 10-0 runs. Arizona did have 35 throughout the year.
It's plus 120.
They allowed 2.
Is that right?
2.
Strong.
So I'm not going to be telling you to bet Arkansas, and I'm not going to bet Arkansas to do that. Arkansas allowed 10. Arizona went on 35. What's Arizona to go on a 10-0 run tonight?
Plus 120. 15-1 to go on a 15-0 run.
I think they get that done. I think they have a kill shot tonight. By the way, it must be said that I absolutely love that Evan Mayakawa tracks his stuff at his website.
Yes.
I think it's fantastic.
Good name, too. 45 points in each half, 22-1. And what do they offer? Do they even offer Arkansas?
Yeah,
15. Not the 15. No, not the 15. Just the. Oh yeah, they do. 40-1.
40-1 and 15-0.
40-1.
They did have 30, by the way, offensively this year.
Okay.
By the way, in that Houston game, Houston had 42 10-0 runs this year, second most in the country.
Wow.
Illinois allowed 8.
Okay.
Now here's the funny thing: Illinois had 37. Houston allowed 11. I never would have guessed Houston had 42 on offense, but yet they allowed 11 on defense.
This opened 144. It's down to 139.5. Each team to score 85 points is 22-1. Each team to score 80 points is 9-1. 75 is plus 380. Illinois 10-0 run plus 190. Houston plus 145.
Maybe parlay both of them.
Oh, each team to score 30 points in each half is plus money. Plus 135.
If it turns into Illinois style of game, that's a bad recipe for Houston, man.
Yeah.
But maybe they fall in that trap.
Yeah, but you can still, that's definitely doable. There's a lot of firepower out there in that game tonight.
Right.
We're brought to you by ProfitX. If you're not on ProfitX, now's the time. Sign up by April 6th, purchase at least $25 and get a free $25. Then jump into their King of March contest. You go win free trips worth up to $10,000. Just use the code VSINMM. Make your first purchase. Learn about the contest on the homepage and start playing. No entry fee required. Hit 1,000 in volume. You're in for the 5K trip. Hit 10,000. You're in for the 10K trip. Win 10 picks. Hit the volume. And every additional 10 wins gets you another entry. Download ProfitX. Use code VSINMM. Make your first purchase. Take your shot and become the King of March.
All right, we're going to update the latest numbers tonight overall with the point spread and the totals in the Sweet 16 games. And we'll run down how these coaches have done throughout their careers in this spot. Coming up on Follow the Money, it's VSIN, the Sports Betting Network.
Hey, let me get your attention real quick, podcast listeners. It's March, which means the madness is officially upon us, and the folks at VSiN have gone crazy with this one. For $29.99, you get unlimited access to VSiN Pro through May 1st. I'm talking picks throughout the tournament, public betting data for every single game, sharp tools, projections, articles, and more, which means every day you wait is an opportunity missed. Just click the link in the description to get started. It's March, baby. Now back to the show.
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
Sweet 16 upon us, tipping off in a little bit less than an hour right now. Let me ask you this: in one of the later games tonight, Arkansas, Arizona. What if Arkansas wins this game? All right.
This is bad. This is bad news, and Lloyd has got to win this game, no doubt. So they played a good game last year. They got beat by Duke. Duke was phenomenal offensively. That was the first time Lloyd lost where he was the worst seed, where he lost to a better seed. That's how you want to say it. So he's 0-3 in this spot, and Arizona has lost 5 in a row in this spot. Sweet 16 or later, 4 as a favorite. I don't buy this North Carolina talk. Whether it's Donovan remains to be seen. Donovan the favorite in some spots. But I just think you better win this game. Most people think you're the best team. I'll have Michigan just ahead of Arizona at this point. But if you're the best team and you continue to get to the free throw line nonstop, number one in the country, you're playing a team that doesn't play any defense. He better win this game.
Why don't you buy Lloyd to North Carolina? He would bring in as much talent, if not more, to North Carolina that he has to Arizona.
Well, I think he's got a great job where he's at, though.
Oh, Arizona does an incredible job.
Yeah. That's why I think he's happy, and I think he loves where he's at. But I also think it's kind of, you lose this game?
Well, okay.
It's like really? We want this guy?
That's what I wanted to ask you, because, and you can bet on this, some legal sports books have it, offshore for sure, prediction markets. Billy Donovan is the favorite right now, about 35% to get it, if you want to trade at that number. Tommy Lloyd's 26% behind him. If he loses this game tonight, I mean, the 26% is going to go to what, 3%?
Yeah.
I think, does he get wiped off the table here for North Carolina if he loses tonight? I could see that scenario.
Yeah. Plus, you got to be frustrated if you're an Arizona fan. It's like, you got to win this game. He's got some ugly losses on his resume.
No, he does. And oh, by the way, we say
in the tournament.
I do believe and agree with the idea that this is his best team. But I will also point out that he has had like insane talent.
Yeah.
Almost every year now, 5 years running.
Yeah. Lost to Princeton in the first round. 15.
That's right.
Lost to Clemson. They were a 6.
Lost the TCU game. Wasn't that a loser?
Almost lost
that
Won
game
in
on
overtime,
that Sunday night.
right.
Yeah, they got it done in overtime barely to survive.
I'd be nervous. I'd be nervous if I'm an Arizona fan tonight, just because of his history. But the thing you have to like, number one in free throws, 72 trips to the free throw line in the first 2 games.
Can't get that number out of my head.
I also like that they had a little bit of a close one against Utah State as well. They're up 13. It was cut to 4. They made all the plays down the stretch, and they were great. So now take care of business, win this game, and there should be plenty of fans there in San Jose, and move on to the Elite Eight and get this done and see if you can end the drought. No team west of Texas has won it since 97, and that was Arizona.
Yeah,
I'm shocked they were double-digit dogs in that game. Simon, Bibby, Jefferson, what a team that was.
I know, but Kansas, I think, had 1 loss.
Right, Jacques Vaughn, LaFrance, Paul Pierce.
They were absolutely loaded to the gills.
Yeah.
And they were the favorite to win the tournament that year. Okay, so by the way, can I point out maybe a raw deal here for Calipari and the Hogs? They easily could have been sent to the Midwest or, play in Oklahoma City, whatever else. But instead, they give them San Diego in the opening round. And oh, by the way, like as a 4 seed, I could argue that they should have been a 3 seed, I think. Mm-hmm. But then they, have to either stay out there or fly right back and now play in San Jose. That seems like it's kind of a raw deal to me for what they got. Played the late game on Saturday night. The total is hovering around 165. I really don't want unders in Arkansas games in this number where it would take, 90 to 80 is something that could easily happen between these two teams because Acuff is, at this point, I'm just going to call him the best player in college basketball. What that means beyond this, don't know. But in terms of him controlling games, nobody does it like he does. Great shooter as well, getting his teammates involved. He doesn't play great defense. That's a huge knock. So they're going to be able to score on Arizona. But where are the stops coming from?
There won't be.
I don't think they're going to have too many of them.
No. Can Texas get enough stops? Are you buying what you've seen? Is it a fluke? I think you nailed it, that Gonzaga was Fugazi. And they only had one good player. Where is this Texas defense coming from all of a sudden?
Yeah.
Right? So they're the 6th first 4 team to get to go to the Sweet 16. UCLA 2021 Final Four. Syracuse in 18. Tennessee in 14. LaSalle in 13. VCU in 11 went to the Final Four. They were 10th in defense in the regular season in the SEC. Now they're shutting down all these opponents. But Purdue, great offense, 40% from 3. And they grabbed 40% of their missed shots. Big number, 8.5. Painter's been good going back in the tourney since 2024. 9-0 ATS is a favorite tournament games, covering on average of 7 a game. And I know you made the case along with Max that Smith bounces back in this one.
So here's my thought on this game is that I'm holding a ticket on Purdue plus 115 to make the Elite Eight. That's a winner with the game tonight. Can I say that if other people have that ticket as well, taking 8.5 points to go for a middle is not a bad idea? Can win both bets?
Yeah, we didn't do tip jar this week. Did you see any of these Nebraska tickets?
I did not.
I mean, these Final Four tickets? I mean, if you get this one tonight,
if they were 500 to 1 or better to win the national title, they were obviously a very big number to make the Final Four as well.
Yeah. Send them in if you got them, or if you saw what the number was.
Well, so let me throw this at you too, Pauly.
You're right there. You win tonight.
Matt Humans, who follows us on VSiN Primetime, he went to the school. He almost always has a bet on Purdue games.
Right.
He thinks it's too many.
Okay.
And he has for a long time. I mean, Matt's really good on Purdue games, the Big Ten and college basketball in general. And he's making the case that Texas plus the points, worth the bet in his opinion. So I don't really want to be on the opposite side of that.
Well, they've been good offensively. And I like, the 6-game winning streak and how solid they've been. I just think this is the game where that they can get what they want against Texas. And some of these games have been kind of fluky, the result. But it's bizarre because they came limping into the tournament. They had lost 5 of 6. And here they are with a chance to go to the Elite Eight and the only double-digit seed that we have left.
And the late game, the winner of this game is going to go to the Final Four. I don't see Illinois or Houston losing to the winner of the other game, Iowa and Nebraska. Just pick which team is going to win. Again, I've heard people make the case for both sides in this spot tonight. And will it be such a home court advantage? I don't think it is. Again, this is not where they play the regular season game, so they're not going to be used to like the court, sight lines, anything like that.
Well, it's all red based on the stuff on social media, which I know it's a ton of Nebraska, but I would think Houston fans have to take over here.
Sampson's like really good.
Yeah. Who controls tempo?
I think they do, because they're very good at that. And I think it's kind of like Illinois is as good as it gets offensively. Now, Houston can be very good as well, scoring the basketball, but you want to play in a game where you're going to have to, match Illinois point for point. I don't think that's the recipe here for Kelvin Sampson.
Uh-huh.
I think it's trying to, have the defense dominate here and play your style of basketball more than, the Illini have their fingerprints all over this game.
Sweet 16 coaches with their record in the Sweet 16. Sampson 5-4, Barnes 5-5, Painter 2-6, Miller 4-4, Lloyd 0-3, as I mentioned, and the big boy tomorrow, Patino 12-1. Last 2 years, Sweet 16 or later, favorites 6+ points, 51-6 straight up. Does the chalk madness continue?
Well, yeah, is that going to be a thing where what we saw basically last week is going to be a carryover to tonight and tomorrow night? I guess in theory that would make for a great Saturday and Sunday, but I'd rather just have good games the entire time and these dogs have a chance to win them outright. So
this is crazy, this Cardinal game. 7-6 now, Tampa in the 6th inning.
They're coming back, huh?
And Sanchez dealing. 5-0 Phillies in the 8th.
He left with 10 strikeouts after 6 innings. And right now, by the way, the Reds have a runner on second. They trail bottom of the 8th, 1-0 against the Red Sox. Whitlock here. Is he in some trouble? He's got Suarez at the plate.
Trout went deep. 1-0 Angels in the 7th. And Luke looked up triple plays. That prop at Caesars, 5+ triple plays during the season, plus 250. 3, 2, 2, 6, 5, 2, 3, 2. Going back year by year.
Okay.
Download the free Upside app. Use code NETWORK. Start earning real cash back on gas, groceries, and dining. Just open the Upside app and get a cash back offer at a location near you. Shop as usual and earn real cash back. You can cash out directly to your bank account, PayPal, or gift cards. With over 5 million users already earning, one of the easiest ways to save on everyday purchases. Download the free Upside app now. Use code NETWORK. Get 25 cents back per gallon on your first tank. Offers vary by user and location. Stuff you buy every day, use it, head to the location, make your purchase, and save your earnings your way. Upside.com for details. He's out of it.
Yeah, Whitlock got out of it.
1-0 top of the 9th.
All right. Follow the money on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network. Up next, the Godfather, Brent Musburger, is going to join the program. We'll get his observations on the tournament, who he likes tonight, and to win the whole thing coming up next.
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
More Sweet 16 here. Love our next guest. Huge fan, always have been of the Godfather. Brent Musburger joins the program on the Progressive Guest Line. How are you, lad?
Hey, it's Mitch and Pauly, my favorites at VSiN. Oh, my, what a time of year. We got the Sweet 16. We got Major League Baseball underway. What could be better than this, lads? Holy Toledo.
As good as it gets. Are you a little bit concerned, going back to last weekend and what we're looking at tonight with no mid-major still dancing? Are you concerned, Brent, that Cinderella might be dead?
Well, I think Cinderella's dead, and it's a simple case of follow the money. Mm-hmm. They don't have as much money as schools like Texas, slipped through as an 11 seed, and Duke and Michigan. The NIL changed it. But I will tell you, from a drama standpoint, we got plenty of that. And what I look at is the TV ratings. They were up last weekend. They were up on Saturday and Sunday. And, look at the games we've got tonight and tomorrow. I can't wait for the Duke game against St. John's tomorrow night. I think it's going to be a classic. So, things change. And the stars are the little guys. They'll take more money and they'll move to the big guys' teams. But it honestly, I've seen this coming. Last year, Mitch, you and I both had the Gators to win it. We got lucky. I just put all 4 of the number 1s in the Final Four, got lucky with that. Of course, we can't do it this year because the Gators have already been knocked out. So, listen, it's just going to be a different kind of tournament. But every now and again, one of the little guys will move through to the Sweet 16. It just won't happen every year. I think that era has changed, but it doesn't change the drama for me. I mean, I'm still loving the games. I love the play. The one thing that's going to happen now with the NIL, some of these kids are going to stay in school longer. And I'm not talking about Cameron Boozer at Duke. He's obviously moving on. The big fella up at BYU, he's moving on. But I've watched the Arkansas guard, one of the best players in college basketball. He signed a huge sneaker contract with Reebok sometime this week. He's making so much money, he might just come back and play for Calipari and not go to the NBA next year. So we'll see. I mean, schools with the money, it's going to happen in football too. Some of these quarterbacks, Mendoza, amongst them, going to stay play 4 years in college. The landscape is changing, but for me, it doesn't damage the product. It's just a little bit of a different kind of product.
We talked about this last week with the Splash Sports contest, how difficult this is and the tough strategy with Survivor. How did you play this tonight? Who do you decide to use in Survivor, and take us through your thought process moving forward?
You know, Pauly, it's really different playing Survivor in the tournament because you got to keep your finger on and save the teams that you think are getting to the Final Four. So you got to use the 3s and 4s early on. And tonight I got a little bit lucky. I'm going to use a 2. I've got Purdue. I think they match up very well against the Longhorns. The Longhorns have had a wonderful run, but you know, they've had too many days off to bask in the glory. I've seen things happen in the basketball tournament. You go back home and, oh, you're a hero. What a great run, you know, and then you think you're the champion, and then you go back and play. And believe me, Texas tends to drop off on their defense. Very good down low, defensive rebounding. Well, a pick and roll will eat that alive, and that's all Purdue runs. And so I like the matchup tonight for the Boilermakers. But, hey, stay tuned. The Longhorns have been pretty impressive so far.
Yeah. Well, Iowa was so good in their previous game against the defending champs to actually beat Florida at their own game. And when you think of the path that the Hawkeyes had to go through, Brent, I mean, Clemson, that's no slouch in round 1, and then you knock off the champs in round 2. Can they repeat that performance, though? I mean, coming off of a big upset victory like that, do you like the Hawkeyes' chances tonight?
Actually, I like Nebraska. Now, they played twice in the Big Ten season, home and home. Hawkeyes won on their court. And then in overtime, the Cornhuskers won in Lincoln. But the thing that stands out to me is if you watch any of the tape of that game, the Huskers did a great job of defending that Iowa star. He was not as dominant as he was against the Gators. And so I would look for that. Nebraska is very well coached. And so I give them a little bit of an edge in that game. It'll be back and forth. There's no question about it. What do we got? 6 Big Ten teams in the Sweet 16. You know, I saw that the pollsters and everybody, they moved the SEC past the Big Ten. And I was thinking, well, that's fair. The Big Ten hasn't won, championship in 2 decades or whatever it is. But now in the tournament, I think clearly the Big Ten has shown up as the best conference in college basketball this year. And I am so interested in what St. John's and UConn are going to do when the committee put them in the same grouping as Duke in that East bracket tomorrow night. That's going to be so fascinating to see what happens with Duke. Duke, unbelievable. The ratings in New York for St. John's and Duke are going to be off the chart.
Oh,
I'm telling you right now.
Yep.
It's going to be great.
Can't wait for that game. And here's what I said as soon as the number was posted on Sunday night after the Johnnies won. It opened up 6.5 and went to 7. That to me felt like it's a very fishy number overall. Like books are begging us to bet St. John's, and that's why I haven't bet them. Overall, what do you think about that game?
I like St. John's. I think St. John's can win the game flat out. And there's one big reason. That starting point guard been overlooked a little bit.
Yeah.
The fact that Foster hasn't played for Duke, okay? And they're still saying he's going to be questionable, game time decision. And I'm a little doubtful that Foster is going to be able to play. Now, Cameron's twin brother, the other Boozer, has been back there at point guard. I'm thinking Rick Pitino's licking his chops to go after a youngster who's only started about 2 or 3 games back there at point guard. I mean, Pitino's going to come at him hard. And can Cameron carry them all by himself down low? I don't know. The interesting thing about St. John's is when Rick Pitino saw the money that was flashed around, he's got a couple of billionaire graduates who fund the NIL for St. John's. He said, and he has said repeatedly, he will not recruit 4- and 5-star high school stars. He wants transfers and European players, okay? That's who he's paying. What that indicates to me with this St. John's team is they're older, veteran-like. They're going to go about their business, and I think Duke's going to wind up in a dogfight, and I'm going to pick the Johnnies for an upset. Now, I'm going to take Michigan State to beat UConn. I don't think this UConn team is quite as good as we imagine them to be about midway through the year. They've stumbled a little bit down the stretch. So, it wouldn't be a shock, obviously, if UConn wins, but the Sweet 16 bracket is the one I like after we all get blown up in the first 4 days of the tournament. So I had to make a couple of changes. I made my changes because of injuries. In my original bracket, I had Duke in the Final Four, but I thought both the kids would play, and the point guard hasn't. And the same goes for Iowa State. I had them in the Final Four ahead of Michigan, but now I've got the Wolverines because I'm not sure that Iowa State can survive without Jefferson. He's their leading rebounder, and you're going to need big guys in the matchups going forward. You got to be able to do something down low, and I'm just not sure that they can handle it without Jefferson down there. So we'll see. I mean, it's been a great tournament so far, and more ahead of us tonight. And hey, I can't believe Major League Baseball started too. I won with the Yankees last night. But I also had a separate bet on my man Judge stayed home. What's wrong? What's wrong with this team that played in the World Baseball Championship? 4 strikeouts, and the pitchers are all getting lit up. What is going on, guys?
I couldn't believe Skeens. I can't believe he could get out of the first inning. I know they had the issues defensively, but 10, 11 pitch at bats, walking guys, that was bizarre.
Yeah, he was up to, I think, Pauly, he was 34 pitches. 34 pitches when they finally took him out at first. He pitched to 9 hitters, okay? The leadoff man was coming back up when they yanked him out, and I thought the manager did the right thing, okay? Get him out because you can bring him back a little bit earlier next week.
All right, Brent, you're the best. Thanks so much for the time. Enjoy the games tonight. Best of luck.
All right. Cash and tickets, baby. That's what it's all about.
Appreciate you.
No doubt. He was on the Progressive Guest Line. And by the way, Arizona's his team to win the whole thing. He's been on them the entire year, he said. He's not changing now. Why? Yeah, there's no reason to if you've liked him that much the entire year.
Yeah.
Awesome wins going all the way back to that opening night out here in Vegas when they beat Florida.
What a resume.
Oh, so good.
Yes.
The Tommy Lloyd thing, Paul, I want them to lose outright. Well, first of all, based on my Arkansas futures, but just so you can go off tomorrow on him.
Yeah. Can't keep losing games like this. No way. Got to get it done. And it's big for the program. It's even before him, the issues they've had. Lost 5 in a row, Sweet 16 or later. 4 as a favorite. But this is just a great matchup, though, for them because they're so good offensively, and it just you see how bad Arkansas is on defense and what High Point was able to do. High Point could have won that game. They were fantastic.
Oh, they were so good. All right, it's Follow the Money here on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network. We'll get to our best bets. We call them in-pocket plays next here on VSiN.
To determine the winner of any given college basketball game.
Someone gives you 10,000 to 1 on anything. You take it. Take it. Take it.
I bet you
$20, I can get you gambling before the end of the day. No way. I'll give you 3-to-1 odds. Nope. 5-to-1. Nope. 10-to-1. You're on.
All right, still alive. The prop before the tournament. Games to go to overtime, under 3.5. We're at 2. We rock and roll tonight with the Sweet 16 and Michigan State. Plus the points tomorrow against UConn. Adding goal in the first 10 tonight. Penguins and Ottawa Senators. Our guy Ian Duncan, who tracks this, the numbers, 10 in a row for the Penguins. Goal in the first 10, 8 in a row on the road. Rangers, 12 of 13. San Jose, 10 of 11. At home, Montreal, 9 of 10. Seattle, 16 of 18. Good numbers there. So let's get a quick one tonight in that game. Good luck, everyone.
All right, a winner last night, Hawks plus a 3.5, minus 20 cents. As I said, that was a partial hedge on my Hornets division tickets that I have. And a Pistons win at 1, 2, or 3 points would have been absolutely ideal. And then it goes to overtime. Duran has a putback shot from point-blank range. If that goes in, it's just an incredible night. But the 3.5 will take it, I guess. I'd much rather cash, obviously, the Hornets tickets to win the division. And that brings me to pending and the night play that I'm going to have tonight as well. Still holding on, clinging to the Johnny 16-1 to make the Final Four. You're going to hear a very loud celebration from Las Vegas, no matter where you're at, if they win that game tomorrow night. I will be ecstatic if that happens. I will be even happy if Arkansas makes the Final Four and they win that game tonight, holding on to that ticket at plus 1150. The sum of all seeds to make the Final Four under 9.5, minus 130, still alive. And then on tonight's play, I was hoping to get a 3 on the Knicks. Unavailable, too pricey to buy at this point. But this plays into the hedge against the Knicks as well. A Hornets win by 1 or 2 points would be absolutely fantastic.
Good game. They won 7 in a row. Good game tonight.
Really good game. Really good game.
Yeah.
Give me the Knicks plus the 2.5.
Yeah.
I kind of agree with what ER was saying. He actually wants to bet the Hornets, but he said this number is not the number for him to bet them. The Hornets are now favored by 2.5. Maybe they win the game by 10. I don't know. I'm taking the Knicks plus the points.
We're brought to you by Profit X. If you're not on Profit X yet, now's the time. Sign up by April 6th. Purchase at least $25 and get a free $25. Then jump into their King of March contest. You can win free trips worth up to $10,000. Just use the code VSINMM. Make your first purchase. Learn about the contest on their homepage. No entry fee required. Win 10 picks. Hit the volume. And every additional 10 wins gets you another entry. Download Profit X. Use code VSINMM. Make your first purchase and take your shot at becoming the King of March. Buzz City Killers are your 9 seed. Half a game behind the Heat. Game and a half behind the Sixers. 2 games behind Toronto for the 6th seed. But your big boy is, can you catch the Atlanta Hawks, who have won 16 of 17. But it's just, they've been hit by the deck as far as the schedule, where it was just tanking teams and opponents. Or the opponent they faced had a significant injury.
Well,
we got their nice win tonight, but that is also without Cade, and they caught Golden State at the right time as well. So, doable schedule for Charlotte the rest of the way. Hopefully like an 8-2 close, something like that. And, Atlanta's got a tough schedule. Miami's going to lose some games that you do have the tiebreakers you mentioned earlier in the show over Atlanta, but not over Miami. The 2 that could come back to get you is when Charlotte went to Boston and kicked their ass, then returned home. Everyone was pumping their tires. They lost to Miami and then went to Phoenix and got beat. That's looming large.
I'm well aware.
Yeah,
I'm well aware. They blew a fourth quarter lead against Miami, and they allowed Tyler Hero to go absolutely bananas in that game to beat them. That's a killer. I don't think I'm going to get over that loss. I don't think the team can really overcome that loss. But here's the deal with Atlanta.
It's also big for your ticket. You got to move up here because with your playoff ticket.
Oh, for sure.
Make the playoffs. Get that 7. The worst case, the 7.
So the Hawks get the Celtics on the road tomorrow night. The Celtics are coming off of that huge win last night against Oklahoma City. I saw a look-ahead number of Boston 7.5. That's Atlanta all day long for me, if that's going to be the number. Then Atlanta goes back home. They get Sacramento. They'll win that game by 35. And then on Monday night, they get the Celtics yet again.
DraftKings has 4.5 on that.
Okay.
So,
I thought the 7.5 was incorrect. Anyway, then in April, the Hawks play at Orlando, at the Nets. They get the Knicks at Cleveland, Cleveland at home, and then at Miami. So they have some stiff competition there. I'm drawing a line, though, through Orlando to win that division.
Yeah. They're a mess.
I do think it's going to come down to Atlanta and Charlotte, but Miami can still be a fly in the ointment because that's the one team that has played very well against Charlotte this year, and they hold that tiebreaker against them. So I can't rule them out as a result of those previous games. I would also say that, well, Atlanta at this point, I think you have to say that they're at least mildly dangerous in the playoffs, the way that they're playing.
They would give the Cavs a series.
I agree with that.
Yes.
Again, you have to remember the competition. I'm absolutely convinced the Hornets will give one of these teams a run for their money in the playoffs.
Huh?
Specifically if it's Detroit and no Cade Cunningham. And then we'll find out more about Charlotte when they get the Knicks tonight, then they get the Celtics as well coming up. But they do have some incredible pelts on the wall this year. You can't deny some of these wins and what they have done.
This is a big game, too, for the Knicks. They're half a game behind the Celtics. So who wins that division? Who gets the 2 seed? And as I mentioned earlier, they've won 7 in a row. So all these teams are tight in the East. And then San Antonio trying to run down OKC, which I think can happen. They're only 2 back, and they have the tiebreaker. And the Thunder still have 2 against the Lakers. And then the L.A. trip, it's a back-to-back. After they play the Lakers, they have to play the Clippers. And then after that, they play Denver on the road. So who knows? I mean, the way the Lakers are playing and what Luka's doing, my God, he just an elite company. He averaged 40. He averaged 40 a game for the last 8 on the road. He could come in and light you up, and they blasted him last year at the end of the season in a game on the road when they beat up OKC.
Let me throw this at you. Uh-huh. So regarding Luka and the updated numbers to win the MVP. Now, I did not hear Wilbon say this, but Michael Wilbon still has a vote, I believe, to win an award or for NBA awards overall. Von Tobel pointed this out today on Money Moves. Evidently, he has Jaylen Brown winning the award right now. He would vote for Jaylen Brown to win the MVP. Jaylen Brown's had a magnificent year.
Yeah.
Oh. You're gonna and I have a ticket on him. It would be at 250 to 1. It was a bonus bet, but I still have that ticket. That'd be a great result. You're telling me that you're going to seriously look at this race with 10 games to go, what Wemby, Luka, and SGA have done, and say, not my vote goes to Jaylen Brown? That's disgraceful. I don't even know what else to say beyond that. I mean, should the guy even be top 5 at this point?
Listen, you're also talking about a guy who used to be on the pre- and post-game shows when they're on ESPN.
I know.
And in the first round of the playoffs, after they had that great story and won the division, he said, I haven't seen the Kings play this year. I mean, I don't know what's worse, that he said it or that's true. So, yeah, you're going to have crazy stuff with the awards.
But those are the voters that you have to deal with.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable that they actually think like this and say it.
Well, for them to win, I think we're at 25-1 now when he plays this stretch. And then every day it's something, not only are they winning, he's like got a 23, 16, and 6 blocks in his pocket and what he's doing. So as great as Luka's playing and the Lakers, I would also agree that Wemby's got to be ahead of him. And now you're seeing Wemby come down and you're talking like 7-1 to win the MVP now, 8-1 at a couple of books, and he's past Luka. But should it have to be that they have to pass OKC and get the 1 seed? Or just like you said earlier, what if they're only a game back? Because what he's doing and their numbers and his numbers are ridiculous.
Right.
And I love what he said, but Draymond Green was right that his comment about it, 50% of the game is defense, and that should carry the day. That it changes everything, what you do, and what a force he is defensively, and changes how you run your offense, and you don't want to attack the rim and the intimidating presence and force that he is.
Yeah, I think it's kind of silly that voters might not give it to him if they finish 1 game back of the 1 seed of Oklahoma City. That's a weird requirement. Oh, by the way, Oklahoma City, to close the month, this Sunday, Monday, they get the Knicks and the Pistons back to back. Both those games are at home. You mentioned the Lakers still twice, the Clippers, Denver, Phoenix. Utah's going to be a gimme in there as well. They'll have other gimmies as well because they're so good, but
the Clippers can beat them.
Yeah,
on a back-to-back with the way the Clippers are playing offense and what Garland and Mathurin are doing.
I think if you told me right now the Thunder lose 3 or 4 more games, the Spurs can be right there with them.
Yes.
Prime time's next. Humans Murray taking you through the entire night of live betting. Good luck with the bets tonight.